Right guys, so it's Lifestyle Bullies, back with another video today, and today we're going to go through the pros and cons of starting your breeding program with a male or a female.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're going to pop up a link to our Instagram.
Right, so let's get straight into it. So a lot of the time, especially for people when you're starting out and you're going to want to breed dogs, maybe start a kennel, you got to think of this. This is one of the most important things that can make you or break you if you're going to try and be a successful kennel. So you can either start in with your female or your male. Now there's no right or wrong answer to this, but there's definitely different people, different situations. Either or is going to favour you more. So for us, what we started off with is we started off with a female. Now the female route is going to be the better route out of these two situations, we say, and we'll say the reasons why now. But it does depend a lot on who you are, where you are, especially the big thing is where you are, and also how you can push, promote and keep going with the business.
And also what you want to get out of it. It depends what you want your structure to be, what you want your kennel to be. If you just want it to be males or females, you need to work that all out before you decide to buy a dog.
So the people where do prefer going the female route, and the female route, why that is because you see, well, they think that they're going to see more money from the female because you have the puppies, you've got the litter. And yeah, that is right in a certain way, but it really depends on your situation. To have puppies, it takes a lot of time, a lot of space, and it also takes a lot of money. So there's a lot more that goes into it going the female route than there is the male route. So the good reason for using the male route is if you've not got a lot of room. For example, if you live in a flat, or if you've not got much room to have all these puppies and have a lot of dogs, the male route is good to go for.
I've also got a point about the female, having a female first. So if you get a male, it's very hard to just start selling studs from the get-go. If you don't have like a basis, if you've not got a large following on like any sort of platforms like YouTube, Instagram, so basically if you've not got a large following anyway, it's quite hard to get your name out there and your dog's name out there. You'll be having to pay for promotions on Pets for Home and all sorts, so you'll be spending a lot of money, and people don't think that you will be, but you either have to make sure you are buying a top stud that is got great publicity, it's come from a great kennel, that they're gonna help you promote your stud, because we've been doing this for nearly 2 years, and we've got not a huge following, but we've got a fair amount, and we still don't get loads and loads and loads of stud people. We've only probably used Rocco like for a handful of times, and you've got to make sure that if you're looking for a certain look in your kennel, whoever you use as a stud, so whoever pays for your stud off you want to make their a representation of your kennel. So you want to make sure that their dog that you're breeding to is something that you would want your name to be represented with. So there's a lot more to buying a stud than people think. People think it's a lot easier than going the female route.
So the male route, it is going to be a lot better for some people in certain situations, and it definitely can work. It's not that it can't work. It's all about the quality of dogs, but the problem is in England, where we live especially, there's not a big of a business for the American Bully. And in that especially, it's the studs. If somebody does want to use a stud, they're not using everybody's stud or some average kennel stud. They're all going for these big studs either in America or well known. And honestly, it's not the best route to go. Just because it's got a big name and a big back behind it doesn't mean that it's going to get you far. You want to be looking for a quality stud who's healthy, who's easy for you to get to, and not one of these studs that's all the way over in America and stuff like this, because it's not the best way to do it at first. You're going to have a lot more chance of your females taken if you've got the stud there. So with the females, you're going to have the litters, and you're going to want to be using, so you go on the female route first. You can find a nice stud. You can go all out if you want to go all out, but you will look for a nice stud, and that way you keep some puppies off that litter and you start building your camp that way. The male route is obviously you get your male, and obviously you've got the year now. You want to start studding them out in about a year's time, so you've got a year then to push him as much as you can with marketing, promotion, just going to dog meets, getting him everywhere, showing his structure. This is where you've got to pick a good quality stud, because people aren't just going to use any stud over here, they're going to use a top quality stud. So you've got to invest in good quality and you've got to put the time and effort into it. But what you want to do then is you're going to start offering a low stud price on that dog, and you're going to say, maybe not even ask for any money for it, but just say, I want a pup back off that litter. And that way, what you're doing is you're putting your dog out there with the stud in, so he's going to get productions on the ground. You're going to be able to show them productions to show what he can produce. But you can start building your camp and your kennel that way without investing too big into it. You can look at a good female. If you do the right promotion, they'll get in touch with you and they'll say, look, I want to use your boy for a stud. You say, look, I don't want no money, and you want to do this for the first few times just to get him out there. And you say, I just want a female back off the litter, first pick, second pick, whatever they're going to agree to, and start building your camp that way. But with that, that's for if you've not got too much room, or if you're not wanting to go the female route because of all the whelping and everything else on that side of it. That's definitely a good route to go.
I think a lot of people don't want to go the female route as well because of seasons. It can be kind of messy. You've got to be, and if you've ever tried to put a dog diaper on an American bully, you know that just doesn't come straight off. Just doesn't work.
Don't bother wasting your time with that.
No, and I think people, you'll know once you've had your litter, the amount of work that actually goes into it. You can watch like 2 years of YouTube videos, and you think you're prepared, but honestly, nothing will prepare you for what will hit, honestly.
So it's definitely better to, what we say out of this video, our answer is, if you're living in our sort of, say if you're living in the UK 100%, but if you're living in a country where the American bully is not as big, it's not really big anywhere, but it is a lot bigger in America, there's a lot more people buying them, there's a lot more education to the breed, where this country, we're so uneducated about the breed, people just turn their nose up to it. So that's the problem again with the studding. But why we say pick your female, go the female route first, because what we've learned from experience is it is a lot easier to sell puppies here in the UK than it is to sell your stud, because people are always wanting puppies, and our mission especially is we're educating people along the way to make sure they realise that this dog, the American bully, can be a perfect pet companion. Because at the minute they're just brought by breeders and people are just breeding them, and then other breeders are buying them. So that's creating a really oversaturated market where the prices are having to come down. No one can sell puppies because it's just breeders selling to breeders. So what our job is, especially us, what we take our personal time in doing and what we think other breeders should do, is educating every single family, breeding the right temperament dogs to the right temperament dogs, to educate families that these dogs, they can be pets, they can be just like your Jack Russell, your Labrador and every other dog. They are more loyal and they'll be the better companion than any of them dogs will be. And that's our mission for it. But yeah, nothing else from me. Thank you for watching the video. Keep your eyes posted on the channel now, because more content is going to be constantly coming up. We've had a bit of a break because we had a litter. We've had a few issues with the phone.
Oh yeah, let's show
we're
you.
back up now.
We've got one of our puppies still. It's a mini.
And just before we go, I want to say a little bye from a clone to our girl Milo. He's called Pablo. He's absolutely amazing. We'll put up a picture of his mum here just so you can see how much similar they are. He's got a lot more of a bully face though from the dad. He's absolutely beautiful. Thank you all for tuning in.